What Dream brought to the game is amazing. I don't think people understand how good Olajuwon is.
Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon was arguably the best all-around defender of all time, who averaged over 3 blocks a game. His post moves and footwork were second to none.
And 17,000 plus with the famed wave.
What Dream brought to the game.
The dream shape at its perfection.
So good that so many legends from NBA history have come to him for lessons.
Nice move, got him away from Robert Parrish.
Legends of the game like the King Lebron James. Rockets greats over the years like Yao Ming. And the Black Mamba himself, Kobe Bryant.
For the game with Hakeem Olajuwon, anything you'd love to share, any signature moments that you had against him?
Thank you. Thank you. Like, I watched Hakeem so much good. Hakeem so much good. Come out and generous enough this time. Spend an entire day in his house just working on whatever detail folks and sharing his knowledge. Well, hopefully this generation understands how great he was. Hopefully they go back and watch. Appreciate the greatness. I just want to thank him.
What a fabulous career. And he hugs the great one, Hakeem Olajuwon. Wow. How about that? 2 Hall of Famers. Hakeem's in right now just waiting for Kobe.
Doesn't get any better than that.
Hakeem's journey didn't begin in Houston. He was born and raised in Lagos, Nigeria. And he didn't even start playing basketball until he was 15 years old.
I was playing other sports, soccer, volleyball, field hockey, high jump, more of an all-around athlete.
The coach for Central Africa, he saw me play for the first time and advised me not to go to university in Nigeria, that you need to play in the States because of your talents. So my response to him that I didn't know anybody in America. And he was a good friend of Coach Lewis. So he came to talk to Coach Lewis about me coming to the University of Houston.
And then started the most famous fraternity in basketball history. From a Houston Post article written by Thomas Bonk.
Phi Slama Jama was, it came out from the competitive nature in practice, where everybody's dunking on each other. It just in practice. And this attitude was carried over into the game.
Hakeem's defensive skills as a blocker clearly showed that his days as a goalie playing soccer carried over to basketball, as well as his balance and ability to steal the ball. He was extremely athletic, but at the end of the season, his offensive skills hadn't quite developed. So in the offseason, the Houston coaches had Hakeem train with the reigning NBA MVP, his would-be mentor, Hall of Famer, and former Houston Rocket Moses Malone.
MVP of the league at that time, and perhaps the best big man in the game at that time was his mentor. Taught him the low post moves, played against him every day, and so that's how he got better so quickly.
So Dream came out in his freshman and sophomore seasons, polished on both ends of the floor, his defense creating fast breaks.
Ron Roseborough has it swatted away by Hakeem. I've got 6 blocks now for Olajuwon.
And his offense looking dominant. After 3 Final Four appearances and 2 finals appearances, his coaches felt he was ready to play in the NBA. So Hakeem then skipped his senior year when the Houston Rockets had the first pick and declared himself eligible for the 1984 NBA draft.
Hakeem Olajuwon of the University of Houston.
It is official. The well-attired Hakeem Olajuwon, who started playing basketball just 5 years ago from Nigeria, is now the #1 pick. He does not have to go 17,000 plus with the famed wave.
The crazy thing is, the Chicago Bulls were planning on taking Hakeem too if they could have. And Hakeem being picked first in the draft before the GOAT Michael Jordan has never been seen as a mistake to this day by any Houston Rocket fan or anyone outside of Houston. That's how good Hakeem was. A top 4 center in most opinion, and the #1 in the GOAT's opinion.
Olajuwon, he was in the top 10 in 5 categories: steals, rebounds, block shots, scoring, and shooting percentage. You know what I mean? To have a big guy of his size to be in the top 10 in steals. Now you can assume that he would be in blocks, which to me shows versatility of what type of guy.
The year before, the Rockets had the #1 pick. Who was the NBA Rookie of the Year? 7'4", Ralph Sampson.
Reigning Rookie of the Year, center, Ralph Sampson.
Inside to Ralph. Olajuwon gets the rebound at the other side. Well, that's what happens when you get the 6'10 Olajuwon, and that's what he really measures to be, and the 7'4 Sampson.
Hakeem and Sampson were what became to be known as Houston's Twin Towers.
Blocked by Sampson. Davis blocked by Olajuwon, and here's Bill Ford. Ahead of the field, see you later, Sampson and Olajuwon with 2 big blocks inside.
And the rookie and sophomore showed instant chemistry.
Hakeem gets it, 22 points for Hakeem Olajuwon. Hakeem Olajuwon being congratulated, 24 points and 9 rebounds. And Ralph Sampson also playing an outstanding.
Drastically improving the Rockets team.
Hakeem is it's not enough words in the language to describe what he can do.
Sampson down the middle, 10-foot bank, no good, but it's taken by Olajuwon. He scores it. I'll tell you, they are doing a job. Oh, are these guys going to be tough about April? Here's a 20-footer by Sampson. That's good. Look at that.
As a rookie, Hakeem improved Houston's record by 19 wins, transforming the Rockets into a premier team.
While Jordan went on to win the NBA's Rookie of the Year award, Olajuwon did average 20 points, 12 rebounds, and nearly 3 blocks to lead Houston to 48 wins. That was a 19-game improvement in victories and 10 more than Jordan's Bulls, man.
The rookie from Houston. Olajuwon, slam dunk in the reverse. A lot of tempers are flaring, I can tell you.
By Hakeem. There is a monster in Houston, Texas.
He really defused them at the other end, 59 to 57.
Hakeem Olajuwon is singularly the most incredible athlete I've ever witnessed, read about.
By the time Hakeem was in his second year, the Rockets went from a last-place team with the #1 pick 2 years in a row to winning their division.
Dunk Olajuwon. Plays very much under control. Off a World Championship club at Portland. Under to Olajuwon. Slam dunk away from Worthy.
To Olajuwon.
On the way. Slam dunk. Wait. Dunk Olajuwon. Holy smokes. Did anybody see that pogo stick?
Lucas into Hakeem. He will count.
Hakeem was always an aggressive player in his early years, never afraid to welcome a confrontation.
Tonight, yet another fighting incident, this one in Seattle's win over Houston. Some fisticuffs marred the contest in Seattle. Early fourth quarter, left side of the screen. Hakeem Olajuwon squares off with Clement Johnson. There's the punches. Ralph Sampson trying to be peacemaker there, but
whoa, what a shot. 7 of 8. Watch the quickness.
Teams were fearful not only of him as a defender, but they were a little bit scared of his physicality, you know, and how he would treat you if you showed any type of weakness. So I had him, Vernon Maxwell. I was talking so much, man. I was so happy that I had them dogs around me, man. Those 2 dudes, oh my God, unbelievable.
Foul out. Olajuwon. Elbow stays in the face.
Olajuwon did the same thing last year. Cost his team the series. There's a technical on him.
Jack Madden right on the scene. Olajuwon pushes Madden. He's going to be out. Olajuwon ejected from the game.
Nevertheless, the Rockets still made it to the Western Conference Finals in Hakeem's second season to face the Lakers' 80s dynasty, led by Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and James Worthy.
How did he get in there? Blocked by Olajuwon, and it's...
I think most people don't know, Hakeem went to the finals before 1990.
Here's Olajuwon, doubled by Ram.
During the series, Hakeem averaged 31 points, 11 rebounds, 4 blocks, and had a 53% field goal percentage.
I think they very well will be.
You know they are with the Lakers. Olajuwon.
To go up 2-1 on the defending champion Lakers, who had Kareem and Magic and Worthy, to go up 2-1 on them and outplayed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Olajuwon again and winds up on his back. And Hakeem Olajuwon with 6 straight points. McRae will inbound. 1 second on the clock.
1986, year 2, second year, or obviously in the second year, he's in the finals.
It's over. A miraculous shot. Off balance has given the Houston Rockets the Western Conference Championship and a trip to Boston for the NBA World Title.
A year later, Olajuwon averaged 31 points, 11 rebounds, and 4 blocks to lead Houston to a 4-1 Western Conference Finals victory over Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and the Showtime Lakers.
Heading to the finals to face the other 80s dynasty, the Boston Celtics, led by Larry Bird. The Twin Towers had to take on Kevin McHale and the Chief Robert Parrish. Unfortunately, they lost the series, but the future was bright, with a young team. Something even more unfortunate was the next season. Ralph Sampson was injured for the first time, one of many injuries for one of the Twin Towers. But Hakeem continued to develop as a player, earn first NBA team honors, and lead the Rockets back to the playoffs. Failing to return to the finals, however. Then Sampson was traded away, and the Twin Towers were no more. With the bright future, not so bright. However, Hakeem would develop into a top-tier player on both sides of the floor, carrying the Rockets, having some of the most legendary performances of all time.
Starting at center, 7 feet from the University of Houston, number 34. Olajuwon.
I cannot believe that block shot.
Hakeem Olajuwon, who entered the ball game leading the league in block shots with over 4.5, and that one was as big as any.
Hakeem is arguably the greatest defensive player in history.
Jackson turning in the dribble, in from the left side, kicks to Jordan in the left corner. Blocked inside,
Sets and shoots. 30 points for Hakeem.
Look, parked right in there, Bill. Look.
Olajuwon. Hakeem puts it up for Olajuwon. 42 points. Takes it in. This is Shane. Has it blocked by Olajuwon. Olajuwon with a block. Oh, what a game. The Dream. There it is. Turns baseline. Boom! Olajuwon. 52 points. And Denver calls timeout. Oh, what a game by the Dream. Incredible. 52 points. 18 rebounds. Quadruple double for Hakeem Olajuwon. Only the third quadruple double in the history of the NBA.
In the 90s, the Houston Rockets had a 7-1 record versus the Bulls, and from 91 to 93, it was 5-1. These matchups were close and legendary.
Olajuwon for the slam. Here's the steal by Jordan. Michael.
Well, they found the fumble. Timeout by Houston.
Rockets. Hakeem Olajuwon. Right crossover. Johnson.
B.J. Armstrong, Michael Jordan, Bill Cartwright. The lineup for Chicago. Rockets will be playing perimeter defense. Jordan for the block by Olajuwon, and Hakeem takes it to end the game. That was his 6th blocked shot of the night, and it preserved a 105-102.
Games like this are one of the reasons that Michael chose Hakeem as the center he would want on his all-time team.
What a pure, beautiful walk. Hakeem knew he could do it when he came.
I'd like to say, man, go ahead, bow. I said, God damn, this motherfucker slapped the shit out of me. And you know, them raps got them hard-ass hands. Them big old, long, hard, crust-ass, gray-ass hands, and motherfucker cut a piece of meat with their hand. That motherfucker hit me so hard, man, knocked me out the chair. I jumped up, grabbed my chair, and threw it at the motherfucker and bust the glass all in the damn locker where everybody running out, police coming in with the guns drawn. I'm like, what the hell going on in here?
The 1992 season, Don Chaney would be out, and Rudy Tomjonavich would be the new head coach for the Rockets. The Rockets would make a strong playoff run, but fall to the Seattle Sonics. However, they built good momentum and chemistry with the new core that they built.
The kids in Houston should love the Houston Rockets. And if I can make this city proud of this basketball team and then go out and win a championship, it'd be a heck of an accomplishment.
1, 2, 3, Rockets, go!
I've been there for 13 years now. I've played all my career here. I just want to be part of the team that bring the first championship.
We're going to go to work, and right from the beginning, everybody is on the same page, and that's where we started. And that was the key, I think, to the success of this team.
We are complementing one another, so we're playing together as a team.
Three-pointer for Mario Ellie.
They're really good three-point shooters, and once we're knocking down the three and get our outside game going, we're hard to beat.
Rockets are in tune with each other.
Maxwell set for another three. Maxwell.
They are on fire.
Kenny Smith sets for the three. Get in there. Yes.
That's the right.
Hakeem starts a dunk fest.
Sensational game for that man. Hakeem Olajuwon, 37 points, and the Houston Rockets going to a record of 15.
And that 1993 season, the Rockets started off 15-0 and won 21 of their first 22 games, the second most in NBA history. The new team was nicknamed Clutch City.
Olajuwon, that jump hook again. Montross is going.
To tie the 1948 Washington Capitals with the best start in NBA history at 15-0.
During the season, Hakeem averaged 27.3 points, 12 rebounds, 3.7 blocks, and almost 2 steals a game.
Richmond puts it up, ball away, it goes! Mitch Richmond with 3.7 left.
They had one more shooter out there on that floor.
Olajuwon! Only start to Olajuwon for the slam dunk, and the Rockets lead it 109-108.
Dream won the regular season MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, and Finals MVP all in the same season. An unprecedented achievement and still not done again to this day.
Congratulations on being the 1994 NBA Most Valuable Player.
Hakeem's historic season carried his team to the finals once again to face his longtime rival, Patrick Ewing, who he lost to in the NCAA Finals.
He led the league in steals one year, so defensively was incredible. Defensive Player of the Year, MVP.
For 3 memorable years, red and black were the colors of royalty in the NBA. But that dynasty is now history. Soon, a new champion will reign. This symbol of supremacy rides on the outcome. The two teams intent on seizing the prize have different styles and personnel, but they share something essential.
Michael Jordan has retired, so for Barkley, for Ewing, for Hakeem, for all these guys, hey, this should be our chance.
Same sense. So Horry is through for the game. Ewing rejected by Olajuwon.
He holds Patrick Ewing, an all-time great center, to 19 points per game.
The New York Knicks tried to put Ewing on Hakeem, double-team him with Charles Oakley and Ewing, Anthony Mason and Ewing, triple-team him, but nothing could stop him.
John Starks has seemingly an open three to win the title.
7 or 6/10 seconds to go. Rockets lead by 2, and here is Starks.
And Hakeem go gadgets it and blocks.
And the Rockets win! The ball was tipped. It was personally blocked. And Olajuwon with the big.
The first full day of summer. The Houston Rockets and New York Knicks will determine this basketball season's NBA champion.
He averages for the finals 27 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 blocks. And they end up winning the title in Game 7.
5:20 to go. This opening quarter. Olajuwon. Yes, and it counts. Smith, the Houston Rockets are the 1993-94 NBA champions.
The only player ever to be named MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, and NBA Finals MVP in the same season. That same year, he also became the only player ever to lead his team in scoring, rebounding, assists, blocks, and steals for an entire postseason.
The next season, the Rockets go out mid-season and get Hakeem's college Cougar teammate, Clyde the Glide Drexler, who was no longer an all-star, but still had chemistry with Hakeem.
University of Houston, Clyde Drexler.
Here we go. They're looking for Clyde. There it is. There it is.
Drexler wins it.
There it is.
Drexler wins it.
The Rockets came into the 94-95 playoffs as a 6th seed, coming back from a 3-1 deficit versus the Suns in the Western Conference semifinals.
They are not that good of a team. They trade for Clyde Drexler midway through the year. They're kind of scuttled.
It's been a year and a half, man. We ain't gonna start tonight. We ain't starting tonight.
Rockets a 3-point lead. It's over. The Houston Rockets have won Game 7. The Rockets have knocked off the Phoenix Suns playing from behind 3 games to 1 to eliminate the Suns.
Then the Rockets faced the Spurs with the current MVP, David Robinson, who was given the MVP award before Game 1 of the series, which inspired Hakeem.
Just told me before the game, said, Amare, he's borrowing my trophy. Just like that. I mean, I never heard Dream talk no mess, so when I heard that, I was like, it's personal. It's personal.
In this series, Hakeem clearly showed who the best big man in the league was. As I said during commentating, he bamboozled the Admiral. Not even Dennis Rodman and Robinson could stop him double teaming him.
David Robinson is not quick enough to stop you. Nobody is.
Olajuwon has been torching David Robinson inside with an assortment of moves, and Robinson trying to get a body on him, get him physical, but the reason he's going to have problems, he's able to post too deep. It's just too deep. Too good.
His numbers in this series, just phenomenal, doing it in all aspects of the game. He has given the Rockets a commanding lead.
One of the stars of the soon-to-be-released motion picture Apollo 13. I tell you, Olajuwon has David Robinson just bamboozled.
Olajuwon takes the drive.
What he did to David Robinson and the Spurs should have been illegal. It was the greatest single individual performance I think I've ever seen.
Hakeem the Dream? You seen what he did in the finals against Shaq?
The next year in the finals, Hakeem faced another legend, Shaquille O'Neal, and the Rockets fell down 20, but Kenny Smith brought them back.
Continues to hit from downtown.
They get it to Smith. Kenny, duck, lead, fire, scores! Oh, a cold-blooded three! He drilled it! 1:06 to go, and we're tied at 110. And that's a new record for an NBA Finals in three-pointers, 7.
And Hakeem tipped the game winner in. Then the Rockets never looked back, sweeping the series.
Olajuwon and a jump hook. What a shot.
Going one way, come back in the other, and get right in the air. Virtually impossible to defend there.
Olajuwon improvising once again. The Houston Rockets have won their second consecutive NBA championship. They have swept the Orlando Magic.
I couldn't get into his head. I remember one time I gave him a ball and he just laughed. nice elbow, brother. And then he came out and gave me a and shot a crazy fadeaway. Yeah, he gave me one of them. So the next time I came out and I dunked on him and I looked at him and like, okay, good one. And he just came out, you shoot, and he gave it to me again. So he was
Hakeem is a legend for his college days, his defense, offense, championships he brought to the city of Houston, and more. What some don't know about Hakeem is that he is still active today in many ways and contributes to the city and organization to this day.
I've heard that, and then you
heard it right. Olajuwon Corporation is real, and the crazy thing is he started it in college.
As said before, he's trained the likes of Yao Ming, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Carmelo Anthony, Amare Stoudemire, Dwight Howard, and now the current Rockets' future star big man, Alperen Şengün.
Look into the middle. Fake the pass. He'll get himself with the system because he's mobile, his skill can shoot, he can drive it, so he's a complete player. He can play any style of basketball because he has the move. Thank you so much. No, I enjoy it. Now you gotta just get comfortable with the spin. The spin will open up everything.
And Hakeem still sticks with the organization to this day as he has ties to it, with current coach Ime Udoka being Nigerian-American. Not to mention Ime's favorite player growing up being Dream's teammate Clyde Drexler.
Amazing. I remember when you guys came to Houston, the Nigerian national team, and I was so impressed to see how you played that game. You know, his style of play, very physical, skill. That was the first time I recognized you. Now to see you now coaching the Rockets, I'm excited really. So.
And for me, being with the Nigerian national team and representing the country my father came from, we came down to Houston to train, and Hakeem came to our practices, watched us scrimmage, and then I don't know how many Nigerians we have in here, but he took us to finger licking, took us to one of the Nigerian restaurants here in town, and so he was a great ambassador, obviously a guy that everybody idolized with the Nigerian team, and tried to follow in his footsteps.
Thank you for joining me. All-time voice of the Houston Rockets, Bill Worrell, in this tribute to the greatest Houston Rocket of all time, the greatest Houston athlete of all time, the greatest basketball defender of all time, and a wonderful person.
If I was stuck on a highway and they gave me a cell phone, they said, you got 3 people to call to come get you, I'm calling Hakeem. He's going to be one of them 3.
Please help get those subs up because we know you'll be pleased. Thanks from House of Heroes. Let's do this. And tell us who you want next. This is sports, but I think a Val Kilmer tribute is necessary. Coming soon.